Alright, picture this. I wake up one crisp Tuesday morning, ready to grab my coffee and head to a client meeting, only to find my $35,000 Porsche 911 Turbo, my pride and joy, the car I'd dreamed of since I was a kid, absolutely trashed. Every window shattered, every panel looking like it took a beating from a sledgehammer, and sitting right there on the windshield, pinned under a rock, is this badge that says Lakeside HOA Security. My stomach drops, because here's the kicker. My neighborhood, Lakeside Estates, doesn't have security. Never did. So who the hell smashed my car and left this calling card? I'm standing there, heart pounding, staring at this fake badge, and I realize this isn't just vandalism, this is personal. And whoever did it just made the biggest mistake of their life. Let me back up a bit, because you need the full story to understand how wild this gets. A few months earlier, I'd finally escaped the soul-sucking grind of my old job at Pinnacle Realty Group. 10 years of dealing with shady deals, backroom handshakes, and bosses who'd sell their own kids for a commission. I was done. So I took a leap, started my own consulting gig, and holy crap, it took off. Within weeks, I was pulling in more cash than I'd made in a year at Pinnacle. To celebrate, I bought that Porsche Jet Black, sleek as hell, the kind of car that makes you feel alive. Yeah, it's a little flashy, but when you've spent a decade driving a beat-up Toyota with no AC and the floor to heat, you earn the right to flex a little. Anyway, right before this all went down, I'd posted on social media about my new life, the classic quit my toxic job, found my passion vibe. I mentioned I was working on a book called Unmasking Realty, a tell-all about the dirty tricks I'd seen at Pinnacle. Fake appraisals, forged permits, you name it. Nothing too specific, just enough to get people hyped. The post blew up, tons of likes, comments, people asking about the book, the whole internet love fest. Life felt good. Until that Monday night. I'm chilling on my couch, half watching some dumb reality show, when my phone rings. Unknown number. I don't usually pick up, but something tells me to. 5 seconds of dead silence. Then this creepy, muffled voice like they're talking through a sock says, "Drop the book." That's it. No threats, no explanation, just those 3 words, and they hang up. I'm sitting there, goosebumps on my arms, thinking, who even knows about this book? I barely slept that night, replaying that call in my head, wondering if I'm being paranoid or if someone's actually out to get me. Well, I wasn't paranoid. Tuesday morning, I walk outside, and there's my Porsche, looking like it lost a fight with a wrecking crew. And that badge? From a distance, it looks legit, all official, shiny, professional. But up close, the back's held together with a freaking safety pin, like something you'd find at a dollar store. I'm pissed, but I can't help laughing at how cheap this thing is, like someone ordered a cop badge off Amazon and DIY'd it in their garage. But the Lakeside HOA security part? That's what gets me. Our neighborhood's quiet young couples, retirees, the kind of place where the biggest drama is someone's dog pooping on a lawn. We don't have security. Never have. So I start knocking on doors, asking neighbors if they saw anything. Nada. Nobody's seen any HOA security, nobody heard a thing. And in a place where you can hear a car door slam 2 blocks away, that's weird. Then I check the neighborhood cameras, those fancy Ring doorbells and entrance cams we all pay for. Every single one was down for maintenance between midnight and 3 a.m. that night. What are the odds? I'm holding this fake badge, staring at my ruined car, and I know this isn't random. Someone's sending a message, and it's tied to that creepy phone call about my book. I'm not the type to back down, so I decide to dig in. First stop, a meeting with our HOA president, Karen Walsh. I walk into her home office, and it's like stepping into a corporate shrine. Pristine desk, inspirational posters about community spirit plastered everywhere, and Karen herself, dressed like she's about to pitch a Fortune 500 board. But the second I mention my car, she gets weird. Her voice jumps an octave, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, your gorgeous new Porsche. That's awful, just awful." Problem is, I never told her it was a Porsche. I just said my car. Small slip, but it sticks with me. Then she starts rambling about my book, which I definitely didn't bring up. I saw your post about that real estate expose, she says, wringing her hands like she's auditioning for a soap opera. You've got to be careful. You know, libel laws, accuracy, all that. We wouldn't want any trouble in our community. I'm sitting there, thinking, why are you so obsessed with my book, lady? Before I can push her, there's a knock at the door, and in walks this guy. Let's call him Mike Vance. Mike's built like a linebacker, wearing a shirt just tight enough to scream, "I lift, bro." He moves like he's used to scaring people, and Karen introduces him as her security advisor. Yeah, right. The way she says it sounds rehearsed, and then she slips, calls him Mikey before correcting to Mr. Vance. Red flag number 1. Mike doesn't sit, he stands behind me, close enough that I have to crane my neck to see him, and he starts cracking his knuckles, loud and deliberate, like he's in a bad mob movie. Writers need to watch out for libel laws, he says, parroting Karen word for word. You start accusing honest folks, you're gonna regret it. His voice is low, menacing, and I notice a tan line on his ring finger like he just ditched a wedding band. I decide to poke the bear a little. Mr. Vance, since you handle security, what's your patrol schedule? I'd love to know when your guys are around. The look they exchange is pure panic, like I just asked them to solve quantum physics. Mike mumbles something about discreet patrols, and Karen jumps in, saying it's a new pilot program. Except 5 minutes ago, she said we've never had issues like this before. They're lying, and they're terrible at it. I leave that meeting knowing something's up, but it's not until my neighbor, Mrs. Ellen, stops by that things get clearer. She's this sweet retired librarian who's lived here forever, and she's got dirt. Apparently, Mike's been going door to door, posing as HOA security, trying to collect fines for fake violations like $1,500 for a mailbox being an inch off regulation. When Ellen asked for his ID, he got aggressive, said he'd escalate it to the board. Other neighbors got different stories. He told one he was doing a safety audit, another he was updating emergency contacts. Guy can't keep his lies straight, but he's bold enough to shake down the whole neighborhood. And then I noticed something chilling. In Karen's office, there was a family photo, a big reunion or something, and the guy standing next to her looks exactly like Mike Vance. At this point, I'm sure Mike's the one who trashed my car, and Karen's in on it. But why? My book's just a side project, a few chapters about shady real estate tricks. Why go to all this trouble to stop me? Things get worse before they get better. Over the next few weeks, the HOA led by Karen, of course, starts piling on rules clearly aimed at me. I need written approval to have more than 2 friends over. My trash cans have to be exactly 18 inches from the curb. Any noise after 9 p.m.? Automatic $200 fine. I've never had a noise complaint in my life, but suddenly I'm the neighborhood menace. Meanwhile, Mike's strutting around like he owns the place, wearing that fake badge, clipboard in hand, and my neighbors are eating it up. They wave at him, thank him for keeping us safe. It's like I'm living in a cult, and Mike's the high priest. The harassment ramps up. My newspaper vanishes every morning. Someone keeps moving my trash cans into my driveway. My sprinklers get shut off, killing my lawn, which earns me a $500 fine for neglect. I install a security camera. It gets spray-painted black while I'm at a meeting. Then one night, I hear voices outside at 11 p.m. I peek out and see Mike with 2 shady-looking guys, pointing at my house, talking low and serious. By the time I grab my phone, they're gone, but the next morning, all 4 tires on my rental car, I'm stuck with a rental now, are punctured, slow leaks, so I wouldn't notice right away, and painted across my driveway in neon orange, "Get out." I'm standing there, staring at those words, and something clicks. They're desperate. People don't escalate to threats like this unless they're scared. I'm closer to the truth than I thought. That's when I find it. I'm cleaning out my garage, trying to clear my head, when I dig up an old Pinnacle Realty employee handbook. Flipping through it, I freeze. There, in the staff directory, is a photo of Michael Vaughn's same face as Mike Vance, just with a bad goatee and 15 pounds lighter. Michael Vaughn, family associate at Pinnacle. Same initials, same guy. This isn't just about my book anymore. This is about something big at Pinnacle, something worth destroying my life to keep quiet. I hire a private investigator named Jack Reed, think old-school detective, crumpled suit, notepad, the works. I tell him everything, and he just nods, says, "Kid, you've stepped in something deep. Give me 3 days." Those 3 days feel like 3 years, but Jack delivers. Mike Vance is actually Matt Vaughn, Karen Walsh's brother-in-law. He was married to her sister, Lisa, who died in a boating accident 4 years ago. Karen took him in, gave him a job at Pinnacle, and turned him into her enforcer. Jack uncovers bank records showing Matt's been paid over $80,000 in cash over 2 years, all under the table, all for consulting. But it's not just that. Pinnacle's been running scams for years. Fake permits, inflated appraisals, ghost renovations that only exist on paper. Matt's the muscle, intimidating anyone who gets too curious. And get this, I'm not the first. 3 other ex-employees started projects like mine, blogs, books, whatever, and all 3 bailed after accidents and harassment. Sound familiar? But here's the twist that makes my jaw drop. Karen's been recording Matt for months, every call, every plan, every time he talked about scaring me. She's got it all saved, backed up to the cloud, ready to pin everything on him. Jack even finds a draft legal complaint Karen's lawyer prepared, accusing Matt of extortion, fraud, you name it. She's setting him up to take the fall, claiming he forced her into this. The woman's been playing 4D chess, using her grieving brother-in-law as a pawn while she rakes in millions from Pinnacle scams. My book? It's a threat to her empire, and Matt's the loose end she's ready to cut. I'm done playing defense. With Jack's help, I set a trap. I stage a loud phone call in my office, windows open, knowing Matt patrols my street. I'm pretending to talk to a publisher. "Hey Jack, Random House wants unmasking realty out by fall. The chapter on Pinnacle's fraud? It's gonna blow the lid off fake permits, intimidation, the works. And this Matt Vaughn guy? His fake badge and threats are gold for the book." I lay it on thick, making sure anyone listening thinks I'm about to expose everything. Sure enough, 2 hours later, Karen's car tears down the street to her HOA office, and Matt follows, looking like he's about to explode. Jack's already rigged the office's storage room with a recorder. The walls are thin, and the vents carry sound like a megaphone. What we capture is unreal. Karen's voice is ice cold. "Matt, he's got a book deal. Chapter 10's all about us, Pinnacle, the scams, everything. We need an exit strategy." Matt's confused, asks if they should lean harder on me. Karen cuts him off. "No, Matt, you're not getting it. There's no we. You're taking the fall. I've got recordings of you planning every move, the car, the threats, all of it. You're the crazy one, not me." You can hear Matt's world shatter. "You recorded me," he whispers. "I've been living in your guest house, doing your dirty work, protecting you, and you're framing me?" Karen doesn't even flinch. "Business is business, Matt. You're done." It's brutal, like watching a snake eat its own tail. We're streaming this live, thinking maybe a few neighbors will tune in. Nope, word spreads, and we hit 20,000 viewers. Comments are going wild, calling it a real-life soap opera. Matt storms out, slams the door, and does the dumbest thing possible. He calls 911 right there in the parking lot, still on our stream. "I'm confessing," he says. "Fraud, harassment, conspiracy. Natalie ordered it all. Fake permits since 2018, forged reports, you name it. She used me, recorded me to frame me." He spills everything, names, dates, amounts, even admits to trashing my car to scare me off the book. By now, we've got 30,000 viewers, and the internet's losing it. Cops show up, and Matt doesn't run. He walks right up, repeats his confession, hands over bank records, emails, the works. Karen's arrested that same day. The trial's a circus, standing room only. Our stream hits 10 million views. Matt testifies for hours, laying out Pinnacle scams like a professor giving a lecture. When they play Karen's recording, business is business. Matt. The jury looks at her like she's the devil. She gets 4 years for fraud and conspiracy. Matt gets 18 months for cooperating. Pinnacle's whole network, 7 other brokers, goes down with them. The neighborhood? It's like waking up from a bad dream. At a public HOA meeting, Karen's brought in cuffs to face us. She has to repay $70,000 she and Matt stole from the HOA, plus $40,000 to me for my car and the harassment. Neighbors who'd shun me apologize, some in tears. We throw a block party, picture a piñata with Karen's face, kids swinging at it, everyone laughing. My new Porsche 911 GT3 arrives, and instead of dirty looks, I get high fives. My book? It's a bestseller now, even sparked new laws for HOA oversight. But here's the thing that keeps me up at night. Karen's out in 2 years. People like her don't change. Will she come for me again? I'm not the guy she tried to break anymore. I took down her empire, and I'll be ready. If you've got a shady HOA or someone trying to silence you, document everything, trust your gut, and fight back. Justice feels damn good when it hits. So, what do you think? Was I right to keep pushing, or should I have walked away? Drop a comment, share your own HOA horror stories, and let's talk about what's fair when the system fails you. Hit that like button, share this with a friend, and subscribe for more real stories that'll make you say, "No way, that's wild."